How do you get residency in France? It's a big question. France's visa and residency permit system is unlike that of any other country in Europe or the world. In this video, we'll try to cover all the types of visas and residency permits available to non-EU citizens who want to live in France, including tourist visa, the short-term residency permit VLS-TS, long-term residency permit, Carte de Séjour, two similar 10-year residency permits that are a step away from permanent residency, and finally, French permanent residency and citizenship. We'll explain the validity and application requirements for each of these options and show you how they all connect to form the complete French visa system. This video will also delve into various VLS-TS options suitable for different groups, including students, workers, digital nomads, retirees, and investors. No matter your situation, you'll find all the necessary information right here. We will also walk you through the application processes for most short and long-term residency permits in France, so you know exactly what to expect and how to successfully navigate the system. France is the second largest destination for immigrants in the EU after Germany. In 2025, the largest foreign communities in France are Moroccans, Algerians, Tunisians, Chinese, and Americans. As a Schengen country, France offers relatively flexible entry options for short visits. Citizens from most Western countries can enter the Schengen area visa-free for up to 90 days within a 180-day period. However, if your country does not have a visa-free agreement with France, a Schengen visa will typically be a necessary step for legal entry into this country. For those planning to stay in France for no less than 90 days, non-EU citizens must apply for a long-stay visa called the Visa de Long Séjour, Titre de Séjour, or VLS-TS. This dual-purpose visa acts as both an entry visa and a temporary residence permit, valid for 3 to 12 months. The VLS-TS is the first step for all non-EU citizens who wish to legally enter France. France offers various VLS-TS options based on an applicant's personal background and purpose for staying. The main ones are as follows. First up, VLS-TS étudiant. This is France's student visa. Family members of French residents can apply for the VLS-TS Vie Privée et Familiale, private and family life visa. Salaried workers can choose from options like VLS-TS Salarié, employee visa, VLS-TS Travailleur Temporaire, temporary worker visa, or VLS-TS Passport Talent. Talent Passport, introduced in 2017, is designed to attract global talent such as highly qualified employees, investors, business owners, freelancers, researchers, and artists who meet specific criteria. If you're a digital nomad, retiree, or financially independent individual with stable income from outside France, you can apply for VLS-TS Visitor. This temporary long-stay visa is ideal for those not engaging in professional activities while in France. In following sections, we'll dive deeper into the details of some common VLS-TS types. But for now, let's shift our focus back to French residence permit system. As mentioned earlier, VLS-TS is a combination of a visa and residence permit that allows foreigners to legally enter France with a validity period of only 3 to 12 months. To extend your stay beyond its validity period, you must validate your VLS-TS through the local Immigration and Citizenship Office, OFII, within 3 months or sometimes 2, and apply for a French long-term residence permit called Carte de Séjour to establish a longer-term residency. In most cases, the initial residence permit issued is temporary, Carte de Séjour temporaire, valid for only 1 year. Afterward, you may renew it or apply for a multi-year permit, Carte de Séjour pluriannuel, valid for up to 4 years depending on your circumstances. This duration isn't fixed. There are exceptions, such as students, whose permits are issued for the length of their studies. As long as they continue to meet the initial application conditions, foreigners in France can repeatedly renew their multi-year Carte de Séjour, effectively allowing them to reside in the country long-term. However, if you're looking to seek long-term and stable residency in France, there are 2 10-year residence permit options, the Carte de Résident Longue Durée, UE, EU Long-Term Residence Card, and the Carte de Résident de 10 ans 10-year residence permit. These 2 different 10-year permits have distinct requirements for applicants, which we'll discuss later in this video. Within the broader French visa system, both 10-year residence permits mentioned are prerequisites for applying for French permanent residency. In most cases, foreigners can only apply for French permanent residency after their Carte de Résident 10 ans or Carte de Résident Longue Durée UE expires. French permanent residency grants lifelong rights similar to those of French citizens, excluding voting, and allows unrestricted travel across the Schengen zone. What about citizenship? Surprisingly, obtaining French nationality is somewhat easier than securing permanent residency. If you've legally resided in France for 5 years or over 18, have a clean legal record, have paid taxes during this period, have a stable income, and can speak French at a B1 level or higher, you're eligible to apply for French citizenship. France also allows dual nationality, meaning you can obtain French citizenship without giving up your original nationality. Additionally, French passports are among the most powerful in the world, offering visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to 192 countries and territories. After discussing the residence permit system in France, we will now dive into specific VLS-TS options tailored for different groups. Whether you're a student, worker, investor, entrepreneur, retiree, or someone with unique circumstances, there's likely a VLS-TS visa designed to fit your needs. First up, the VLS-TS étudiant or student visa. If you're an international student over 18 planning to attend a French university, this is your ticket. France is a huge destination for international students. Just in 2023 to 24 academic year, around 430,466 international students were studying in France. So if you're looking to join them, this visa is your gateway. Then let's talk work. France has a thriving job market, particularly in fields like teaching, IT, marketing, hospitality, and management. The country also offers several work visa types depending on your employment situation. One common French work visa is VLS-TS salarié, designed for permanent employees working in France under long-term contracts with French companies. VLS-TS travailleur temporaire or temporary worker visa is for seasonal workers who have fixed-term contracts lasting more than 90 days. If you're coming for a specific seasonal job, like working in the wine harvest, this visa will have you covered. And if you're in the ICT sector, information and communication technology, France has two specialized visas just for you. The VLS-TS salarié détaché ICT is for senior ICT employees or those with multinational companies in France, typically for contracts of 3 years or more. Then there's VLS-TS stagiaire, an intern visa for ICT employees on shorter contracts, usually under a year. Now for the big one, the VLS-TS passport talent. This is a special French work visa designed for non-EU nationals who can make significant contributions to France's economy, culture, or innovation. Think of it as the all-star visa. It allows you to live and work in France for up to 4 years, engaging in paid employment. Introduced in 2017, the program has expanded to include not only highly skilled workers but also investors and high-earning professionals. Officially, eligibility for Talent Passport is divided into 10 professional categories, each tailored to specific applicant profiles. But generally speaking, to qualify, you need a job contract and a planned stay of at least 3 months. Let's take a quick look at these 10 professional categories. First, skilled recent graduates. This category is available to those who have recently obtained a master's degree or an equivalent qualification and have at least 1 year of relevant professional experience. To be eligible, you must have a minimum 3-month employment contract with a company based in France. The Talent Passport for skilled recent graduates has 2 subcategories. Qualified worker category is for those with a professional license who are employed as a qualified worker. Innovative company category is for those hired by an innovative company who will be paid an annual gross salary of at least 38,918 euros and 88 cents, twice the national minimum wage as of January 2025. Another fantastic option is the highly skilled employment category or EU Blue Card. EU Blue Card is an EU-wide work permit program launched by over a dozen European countries to attract skilled professionals. To apply for EU Blue Card in France, you'll need a 3-year diploma or 5 years of professional experience, a 1-year minimum job contract, and an annual salary of 53,836 euros and 50 cents or more. If you've held a blue card in another EU country for at least 18 months, you're also eligible for Talent Passport visa in France. However, in this case, you must apply for the Talent Passport within 1 month of arriving in France. Next, if you are an employee on assignment working within a multinational group and transferring from abroad, you can also apply for the French Talent Passport. To meet the requirements, you must have at least 3 months of experience with the group, a job contract with the French subsidiary of the company, and an annual salary of at least 38,918 euros and 88 cents. The Talent Passport also includes a researcher category for individuals planning to teach or conduct research in France. To qualify as a researcher, applicants must hold at least a master's degree, have an agreement with a recognized research or higher education institution, and present a well-defined project outlining the purpose and duration of their stay. For cross-border researchers, there is also a special mobility option that facilitates movement within the EU for research purposes. Investors can also apply for Talent Passport. This program offers two residency by investment options: the Innovative Economic Project category and the Investor category. The first one is Innovative Economic Project. This option allows you to bring a business idea to France. Applicants must have either a master's degree or equivalent professional experience, along with a solid plan for a commercial, artisanal, or industrial business. This is particularly well suited for those whose projects are acknowledged as innovative by a French public entity. The second one is Investor category. It is designed for individuals seeking to acquire a stake in a French company. This category requires a minimum investment of 300,000 euros, which must contribute to the creation or retention of jobs within 4 years. Investors must hold at least a 10% stake if investing personally, or own and manage at least 30% of the business if investing through a company. There is also a legal company representatives option, which allows you to work as a legal representative in a France-based business. To qualify, you need at least 3 months of experience as a social agent and an annual salary of 64,864 euros and 80 cents. For those in the arts, the artistic and cultural profession category is for you. Whether you're an artist, performer, or writer, this visa offers the chance to work and share your creativity in France. And finally, if you're a person of international renown, an expert in fields like science, literature, or sports with national or international recognition, France invites you to contribute your expertise. Have you considered finding a job that could qualify you for the French Talent Residence Permit? I've listed some French websites where you can find relevant job opportunities. If you're interested, feel free to click the links in the description below to visit these websites. Now let's explore another highly sought-after French VLS-TS, the VLS-T Visitor. This is designed for foreign visitors, digital nomads, and retirees who can support themselves financially without entering the French job market. In essence, if you have sufficient income to live in France without needing local employment, you can apply for this visa. Officially, you need to demonstrate a monthly income of at least 1,801 euros and 80 cents, which is the current French minimum wage before tax. You also need to maintain a deposit of 30,000 euros in a French bank. However, in practice, it's advisable to aim for a monthly income of at least 3,500 euros to strengthen your application. Other requirements for VLS-T Visitor applicants include being at least 18 years old, renting or owning property in France, having health insurance that covers a minimum of 30,000 euros throughout your stay until you qualify for French state healthcare. Holders of VLS-T Visitor are not permitted to work as employees in France. However, self-employment, remote work for a foreign employer, or business ownership is allowed. In terms of residency duration, this permit is valid for up to 12 months and can be renewed annually under the same conditions until you either leave France or qualify for a different long-term residence status. The French Private and Family Visa, known as the VLS-TS Vie Privée et Familiale, is issued to spouses or partners, children, and certain dependents of residents in France. Most residents, regardless of their legal status, can sponsor their spouse and children under 18 to live with them in France. Additionally, it is possible to apply for family visas for dependent parents or other financially dependent direct relatives, though approval depends on individual circumstances. In 2023, over 25,000 families were reunited under this visa. Aside from all these visas, there are other specific VLS-TS categories, such as the Working Holiday Visa and Minor Student Visa. France offers a wide range of VLS-TS visa options to fit just about any circumstance. If you're interested, we've added helpful links in the description below, or you can contact your local French embassy for personalized guidance. Applying for a tourist visa or a VLS-TS is straightforward. France has fully digitized its visa application process. Applicants can log into the French visa website, available in multiple languages including French and English, complete the application form, upload necessary documents, pay the application fee, submit the application, and book an interview at a French consulate. If all goes well and your application is approved, you'll get a shiny new visa sticker stamped in your passport when you enter France. The cost of a VLS-TS varies by category, typically ranging from 80 euros to 250 euros. But remember to stay updated on your application, regularly check its status. We've listed key links below to help you track your application's progress and ensure you meet any additional requirements. Feel free to check them out. VLS-TS is just the first step to settling in France. After entering France with a VLS-TS, you'll need to validate your visa within 3 months, sometimes within 2, and apply for a residence permit known as the Carte de Séjour to establish your residency. Fortunately, you can also complete this validation and transition process online through the OFII website, Office Français de l'Immigration et de l'Intégration, available in both French and English. If your application is accepted, you'll need to visit a nearby OFII office for a medical examination, submit your identification information, and sign a Republican integration contract. By signing this, you agree to follow the principles and values of the French Republic, granting you access to individual rights, civics training, and language courses. Once you've completed these steps, the immigration office will place a sticker in your passport. You'll then need to head to your local police station to apply for your Carte de Séjour. This can be a bit bureaucratic, so be patient and organized. The processing time for your residence permit is generally 45 to 60 days. Typically, for the first year, you'll receive a temporary residence permit, Carte de Séjour temporaire, valid for 1 year. After this first year, you can renew your permit and apply for La Carte de Séjour pluriannuelle, a multi-year residence permit that can be valid for up to 4 years. Okay, so you have completed the residency permit application and have spent some time in France, and you have decided you may want to settle here long-term. There are 2 main pathways to consider: the 10-year residence permit or Carte de Résident de 10 ans, and the EU long-term residency permit or Carte de Résident longue durée UE. To qualify for Carte de Résident longue durée UE, applicants must meet several criteria. First, you must hold a valid work visa, a talent passport, or a family reunification visa. This ensures that your initial entry into France was for a legitimate purpose. Second, you must have legally resided in France for at least 5 years. It's important to note that during this period, your absences from France should not exceed 6 months per year or 10 months in total. This requirement emphasizes the need for continuous residence. Third, you need to be actively employed and have health insurance that covers you in the Schengen area. This ensures that you have a stable income and are covered for any medical needs. Fourth, your annual income must be at least €21,203 as of 2024. This financial stability is crucial for supporting yourself in France. Lastly, you must demonstrate French language proficiency at a 2 level or higher. This shows your integration into French society and your ability to communicate effectively. Carte de Résident de 10 ans is available to those who have legally resided in France for at least 3 years and meet one of the following conditions: nationals from countries with special agreements with France, for example, Morocco, Senegal, Tunisia; parents or step-parents of a child born in France; non-EU citizens entering through family reunification with a French resident. In some cases, individuals may qualify for this permit even without meeting the 3-year residency requirement or may be eligible upon their first entry into France. These include spouses of French nationals married for at least 3 years or 1 year if Tunisian; parents of a French child who has lived in France for 3 years; children under 21 or dependent children of French nationals; dependent parents or in-laws of French nationals; refugees or individuals under humanitarian protection; recipients of disability pensions due to work-related injuries or illnesses; victims of domestic violence, trafficking, or forced sex work; veterans of the French Army or Foreign Legion with at least 3 years of service. You have individuals eligible for French citizenship at birth, but choosing not to naturalize; retired residents living in France. Now let's take a look at the application process. To apply for these 2 permits, head to your local prefecture or the police prefecture in Paris. Do this at least 2 months before your current visa or residence permit expires. Make sure you have the following documents: a valid passport or ID, 3 passport-size photos, proof of your address like a recent utility bill, your current visa or residence permit, documents showing you meet the residency and eligibility requirements, think marriage certificates, refugee status, or proof of family ties, a French language certificate at A2 level or higher, and evidence of integration such as a signed Republican integration contract. Remember, all documents must be in French or English. If they're in another language, you'll need a certified French translation. Some groups, like children of French nationals or refugees, are exempt from certain requirements, like language proficiency or integration proof. Application decisions are usually made within 2 to 3 months, and the permit is renewable every 10 years. Achieving French permanent residency requires patience. In most cases, you are only eligible to apply for permanent residency in France when your 10-year residence permit or EU long-term residence permit is about to expire. There are indeed some exceptions to the 10-year rule. If you are over 60 and have held 2 consecutive cartes de séjour, you may automatically be granted a permanent residence card upon renewal, provided you meet other standard criteria. Certain situations, such as being married to a French national often after 3 years of marriage and cohabitation in France, being a parent of a French child, or having specific statuses, like refugee or stateless person, can lead to eligibility for a 10-year card earlier than the standard 10 years. French permanent residency is indefinitely renewable every 10 years but comes with conditions. You may lose your permanent residency if you stay outside France for more than 5 years or 3 years if you hold a 10-year long-term resident card or commit serious crimes, offenses, or acts of terrorism deemed a threat to France. If you lose permanent residency rights, you can reapply when you meet eligibility again, for example, after 5 years or clearing your record. Finally, as we have mentioned before, if you have lived legally in France for 5 years or over 18, have no criminal record, have paid taxes consistently for 5 years, have sufficient income, and have B1 level French proficiency or higher, you may be eligible for French citizenship. France permits dual nationality, allowing you to retain your original citizenship while gaining French nationality. And that's a general overview of the entire French visa system. I hope it's helpful. So while France is amazing, it's definitely not the only option out there when it comes to international living. The world is full of incredible places. That's why we're currently working on a video series called How to Get Residency in Different Countries. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, why not hit that subscribe button, check out our previous videos, and stay tuned for what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.